Welcome to lecture 15 of EDC2, that is for sinusoidal oscillators. What is an oscillator? Oscillator is an electronic circuit which converts DC energy into AC energy of desired frequency. Oscillators are used in radio receivers, TV receivers, communication systems like broadcasting transmitters and receivers. Oscillators can produce two type of waveforms. One is sinusoidal waveform, other is non-sinusoidal waveform. A static electronic device that produces sinusoidal oscillations of desired frequency is called sinusoidal oscillator. It is an electronic circuit that receives DC energy and changes that to AC energy of desired frequency. Frequency of oscillations depend on circuit parameters. Now, oscillator is a static electronic device which converts DC to AC energy of desired frequency from few hertz to several megahertz. Frequency of oscillations can be changed easily as and when desired. Now, type of oscillations are, there can be two type of oscillations. One is damped oscillations, undamped oscillations. So we can see the figure of damped and undamped oscillations. These oscillations are damped oscillations since they are dying out after some time. This is called damped oscillations. Undamped oscillations, the oscillation amplitude is constant over a period of time and they do not die out. So these are called undamped oscillations. Now we see a basic oscillatory circuit, that is also called tank circuit. A circuit that produces oscillations of desired frequency is called an oscillatory circuit or tank circuit. A capacitor in parallel with an inductor is called an oscillatory circuit or a tank circuit. Now here a capacitor is connected in parallel with each other and that is connected to a battery through the switch. Now in step 1, when the switch 1 is closed, capacitor C is charged at the battery voltage with upper plate positive and lower plate negative. Step 2, when switch 2 is closed or it is closed in second position, then what will happen? Capacitor will discharge through inductor and set up oscillations as shown below. Now here we can see how the oscillations are being set up. Now first, when switch 1 is closed, the capacitor is charged with upper plate positive, lower plate negative. Now this capacitor is discharged through the inductor and an energy is stored in inductor. So due to this energy, now when this energy is discharged, the capacitor will charge with the lower plate positive and upper plate negative. Now when this is charged, again the capacitor will try to discharge through the inductor, but now the current will flow in opposite direction as that of the first one. Now when capacitor is discharged, then energy is stored across the inductor. Again, when energy is discharged, the capacitor will charge now in the other direction with upper plate positive and lower plate negative. Now this will go on and the oscillations, that means the current flow will be one time positive and the next time it will be negative. So a positive and negative waveform will be produced and that is called oscillation. Here the frequency of oscillation depend upon 1 upon 2 pi under root LC, where L is inductance and C is capacitance of the capacitor. Now we can see The Bach-Hassan criteria. Bach-Hassan criteria. Here, this tank circuit is connected to the amplifier input, which is taken, the output is complete 100% output is taken as the feedback and it is applied at the input of the amplifier. Now, same circuit is shown here. The amplifier, this is the feedback circuit. The output is taken as the input and this is the feedback circuit. Here, we can see when switch is closed. Now here, when this switch is closed, consider a small amount of input voltage Vi at the input of the amplifier A, which results in the output Vo equal to AVI. Then a voltage Vf is equal to MAVI after the feedback stage, where AM is the loop gain, where the loop provides AM as loop gain of the same magnitude and phase, which helps the input voltage Vi. So Vf is made 100% equal to Vi and the input voltage is removed. Then only the feedback is applied, which is sufficient to drive the circuit. The output waveform will exist if the condition AM is equal to 1 is met. This is known as Bach-Hassan criteria. So Bach-Hassan criteria means when AM is equal to 1 is met, then the oscillations will exist, and this is called Bach-Hassan criteria. The condition AM is equal to 1 must be satisfied in order to create sustained oscillations. That means undamped or sustained oscillations. In practice, AM is made greater than 1 and the system starts by amplifying the noise voltage. Now here we can see, if AM is not equal to 1, the oscillations are non-sinusoidal. If AM is equal to 1, the oscillations are sinusoidal. Okay. Now, next we start with the first type of oscillator circuit, that is called tuned collector oscillator. Here, the collector has got a tuning circuit L1, C1, where C1 is variable. It can be changed. The value of C1 can be changed and we can select the frequency of oscillations. The circuit contains LC parallel tuned circuit in the collector circuit of the transistor. This one. Therefore, it is called tuned collector oscillator circuit. By varying L1 C1 frequency, F is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root L1 C1 can be generated. So any frequency can be generated or selected with the help of the values of L and C. So L2 is magnetically coupled to L1. When circuit is on, the collector current charges the capacitor C1, which is discharged through L1. The oscillations are set up given by the expression F is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root L1 C1. Due to the mutual induction, the voltages are transferred to L2. The voltage across L2 is given at the input of the transistor, which is amplified by the transistor, and the output is obtained at the collector, overcoming the losses occurring in the tank circuit. Now feedback is positive and in phase with the input. If a phase shift of 180 degree is introduced by the transformer primary and secondary, a phase shift of 180 is produced by the transistor. So due to reversal phenomena of transistor, this total phase shift is 360 degree, which is obtained. So in other words, feedback is positive and in same phase with the input. So CB connected to the base provides low reactance path to the oscillations. The output of the oscillator can be obtained from terminal 1 and 2. Now here we can see, so this is the input capacitor, so and the feedback circuit. Output can be obtained across 1 and 2, terminal 1 and 2. So this is the mutual inductance. This is the transformer. So here this is the oscillatory circuit which is creating the oscillations of desired frequency. This is called tuned collector. Since this circuit is connected on the collector circuit, so it is called tuned collector oscillator. Next is Hartley oscillator. Hartley oscillator circuit. This is shown in the figure where now in the emitter circuit we have two coils L1, L2, and the output is taken across L2, and a capacitor C1 is connected in parallel with these two inductors. It consists of two coils L1 and L2 wound over the same core. This is the same common core across the combination of L1 and L2 to form LC circuit. Resistance RB between collector and the base, RB between collector and the base provides necessary biasing. Capacitor CB blocks the DC component of input. Capacitor CB, it allows only AC to the base and blocks the DC component of current or the signal. C1, now operation. When S is closed, the switch S is supply is closed. Capacitor C1 is charged. C1 discharges through L1 and L2, setting up oscillations. F2, this is F is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root of C1 into L1 plus L2 under the root, whole under the root. Or it is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root of C1 into bracket L1 plus L2 plus 2M, where M is the mutual inductance. Where M is the mutual inductance between the two coils L1 and L2. The amplified output has same frequency as that of the oscillatory circuit. The circuit is also referred to as split tank inductor. Now we come to the third type of oscillator, that is called Colpitts oscillator. This circuit is of Colpitt oscillator, where we can see now capacitor is split into two parts, C1, C2, and this is the base capacitor CB. Colpitts oscillator is similar to Hartley oscillator. In this oscillator, the coupling capacitor instead of being inductive. So in Colpitts oscillator, the tank circuit consists of an inductive coil L in parallel with two capacitors C1 and C2, which are in series as shown in the figure. The resistor RB between collector and base provides necessary biasing. The capacitor C blocks the DC component of the current, and the frequency of oscillation is given by F is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root of LCT, where CT is equal to C1 C2 upon C1 plus C2. When switch S is closed, the capacitors C1 and C2 are charged. These capacitors discharge through L, setting up oscillations of frequency F is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root of LCT. The oscillations across C2 are applied to the base circuit and appear in the amplified form in the collector circuit. The amplified output in collector circuit has the same frequency as that of the oscillatory circuit. The amplified output from the collector circuit is continuously fed to the tank circuit in order to overcome the losses. Therefore, it gives rise to undamped oscillations. It gives rise to undamped oscillations. The energy supplied to the oscillatory circuit is of correct phase. So, this much for today. Thanks for attending my lecture.